Have you ever wondered what single moment in history changed everything? What if one event had never happened? How different would our world be today? History is filled with moments that shaped nations, changed societies, and redefined cultures forever. Some of these events sparked revolutions, others led to scientific discoveries, and some shifted power from one empire to another. But what were the most powerful turning points in history, and how do they still affect us today? Stick around, because by the end of this video, you may start to see the past in a whole new way. Imagine a world where the American Revolution never happened. The idea of democracy and individual freedoms might never have spread as it did. In 1776, the American colonies declared independence from British rule, leading to the creation of the United States. This event not only changed the future of America, but also inspired revolutions in other countries, like France and Haiti. The idea that people had the right to govern themselves spread across the world, making democracy one of the most influential political systems today. Another event that reshaped the world was the fall of the Roman Empire. Rome was once the most powerful civilization, controlling much of Europe, the Middle East, and North Africa. But in 476 AD, the Western Roman Empire collapsed, leading to the Middle Ages. The fall of Rome changed everything. Trade declined, cities fell into ruin, and Europe became fragmented. But out of this collapse came new kingdoms, new languages, and eventually the Renaissance, a period of incredible art, science, and human progress. Speaking of revolutions, the Industrial Revolution in the 18th and 19th centuries changed the way people lived and worked. Before this, most people farmed, but with the invention of machines, factories started producing goods faster than ever. Cities grew, transportation improved, and economies expanded. But not all changes were good. Factories had terrible working conditions, child labor was common, and pollution increased. Still, without the Industrial Revolution, we wouldn't have the modern technology that shapes our lives today. World War I and World War II were also among the most impactful events in history. World War I, which began in 1914, changed the balance of power in Europe, led to the downfall of empires, and set the stage for World War II. The Second War, which lasted from 1939 to 1945, was even more devastating, killing millions of people and introducing nuclear weapons. But it also led to the creation of the United Nations, an organization designed to prevent future global conflicts. These wars shaped international relations, technology, and even the borders of countries we see today. Another event that completely changed the world was the discovery of America by Christopher Columbus in 1492. This moment led to the connection of the Old World, Europe, Asia, and Africa, with the New World, the Americas. New foods, animals, and ideas were exchanged, but it also brought destruction to indigenous populations through war and disease. The effects of colonization still shape many societies today, from language and culture to political systems and economic structures. The French Revolution in 1789 was another moment that shaped history. The people of France rose against their king, demanding equality and justice. The revolution led to the rise of democracy in France and spread ideas of freedom and human rights throughout the world. The phrase, liberty, equality, fraternity, became a symbol of change, inspiring movements for justice in other countries. The civil rights movement in the United States during the 1950s and 1960s was another turning point in history. For decades, African Americans were denied basic rights, but leaders like Martin Luther King Jr. fought against racial injustice. Their struggle led to new laws that banned segregation and discrimination, inspiring human rights movements worldwide. Today, the fight for equality continues, proving that history is not just in the past, it still shapes our present. In 1969, the world witnessed one of the greatest achievements in human history, the moon landing. When Neil Armstrong took his first steps on the moon, it proved that anything was possible. Space exploration has since led to new technologies, satellite communication, and plans for future missions to Mars. The moon landing was more than just a moment of pride. It was a reminder that human curiosity and innovation have no limits. Another world-changing event was the fall of the Berlin Wall in 1989. For decades, Germany was divided between the democratic West and the communist East. The Berlin Wall was a symbol of the Cold War, but when it finally came down, it marked the end of communist rule in Eastern Europe. Countries that were once under Soviet control gained independence, and the world moved closer to globalization. One of the most recent events that changed the world was the rise of the Internet. In just a few decades, the Internet has connected billions of people, changed how we work, shop, and communicate, and created new industries. Social media has given people a voice, but it has also led to challenges like misinformation and privacy concerns. Still, the Internet remains one of the most revolutionary changes in human history.
Did we get on that? I had one.
The September 11, 2001 attacks on the United States also reshaped global politics. These terrorist attacks led to major wars in the Middle East, increased airport security, and changed how nations approached counterterrorism. The world saw a shift in international relations, as governments introduced new surveillance laws and security measures to prevent future attacks. Another significant event was the Great Depression of the 1930s. This economic collapse affected millions worldwide, leading to job losses, poverty, and social unrest. Governments responded by creating policies to prevent future financial crises, which still influence economic systems today. The COVID-19 pandemic in 2020 was another world-changing moment. It affected every aspect of life, from health and travel to business and education. The pandemic highlighted the importance of global cooperation, medical research, and digital technology. Remote work, online education, and new vaccines emerged as lasting changes in society. History is full of events that shape our world in ways we may not even realize. Some moments bring progress, while others bring destruction. But every event teaches us something about human nature, society, and the future. What do you think was the most important event in history? Let us know in the comments. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon so you never miss an update. See you in the next video.